What's up, everybody? It's Jay. Welcome to Geezys Playbook. On today's episode, we have Transfer Tuesday. We'll dive into a little bit of the transfer portal, a lot of the craziness that's going on right now in college football. If you haven't already, like, comment, subscribe, future notifications for all my upcoming content. I try to post daily. The TikTok is at WestGeezyJ, WestGeezyJay. The Instagram is GEEZYS_playbook, PLAYBOOK. YouTube is at WestGeezyJ as well. Now let's dive right into it. We're going to go through the top 50 of the transfer portal. Some have already found homes, some have not. Your number one most sought out player right now in the transfer portal is Sam Leavitt, former Arizona State quarterback. It was predicted that he was going to Kentucky. At the time of this video, it is 10:16 on Monday night, January 5th. Kenny Minchey has flipped his commitment from the University of Nebraska to the University of Kentucky. That all but tells me that Sam Leavitt is not going to the University of Kentucky. It has been rumored that he will meet with the University of LSU tomorrow. I don't want to get into speculation and say go ahead and book it, but if he's removed his no contact and already landed a quarterback in Kentucky, could see that going somewhere else. We have Brandon Sorsby, former Cincinnati quarterback, called Texas Tech NIL funders and head coach and said he wants to bring a national championship to Texas Tech. He has committed to Texas Tech. You have Drew Mestemaker leaving North Texas to follow his head coach to Oklahoma State. Currently, Cam Coleman and Chaz Coleman have not committed yet. So kind of waiting on them two and see what they do and figure that out down the road, obviously. Let's go through. At number 9, you have Omarion Miller, former Colorado wide receiver. He has committed to Arizona State University. So Omarion Miller is heading on down to Arizona State University. Would love to see what he can do down there. Two big ones here. DJ Lagway and Dylan Raiola have not found homes yet. They do have until January 16th. Not seeing a lot of traction on where they're taking visits. They may already know where they're going, but be good to see where they're going. Another quarterback, obviously, to keep in that mix would be Deuce Knight. He formerly entered the transfer portal earlier today. Wish Deuce the best. He is a great prospect. Wish he would have stayed in Auburn to see what he could do under Alec Golish. But let's see what he can put together. Caleb Hawkins, running back out of North Texas, following his head coach as well to Oklahoma State. Byron Brown, he was a quarterback at the University of South Florida, follows Alec Golish to the University of Auburn. A couple more notable names here. Rocco Beck is going to be your quarterback at the University of Pennsylvania, Penn State next year. He is coming on over from Iowa State, following his old head coach to Penn State. Luke Reynolds, 4-star tight end from Penn State, has followed James Franklin to Virginia Tech. Seeing a lot of people following their former coaches or current coaches now current coaches on out. Let's see what else we have here. Hollywood Smothers. This one just came in about an hour ago. Top running back, in my opinion, in the portal. Trey Wisner is good, but Smothers to me seems a little bit more dynamic. He has committed to the University of Alabama. He is leaving NC State. Alabama picks up a huge talent. He had 1,100 total combined yards this year. That is a huge pickup for Kalen DeBoer in Alabama, who struggled on the rushing aspect. You know, being a Georgia fan, they had -3 yards against us and couldn't seem to get the rushing attack together how they needed to. What else do we have here? Colton Price, interior offensive lineman, has transferred to Kentucky from the University of Baylor. I made a small piece of content about this earlier. TCU quarterback Josh Hoover has committed to Indiana. Signetti gets his guy for after Mendoza. What else we got here in our top 50? A lot have not, obviously committed. Trey Wisner has committed to the University of Florida State. So he leaves Texas to go to Florida State. Norvell's trying to put him something together down there. Obviously disappointing year this last year. But Trey Wisner is going to be a Seminole. Wyatt Young, wide receiver from North Texas, following his previous coach to Oklahoma State. Jay Crawford, one of the top cornerbacks in this year's transfer circuit. He's number 49 overall rated transfer portal player, is committing to the University of Ole Miss, leaving Auburn behind to go to Ole Miss. A couple names have been added in here as this went on. Quay Russaw entered the transfer portal today. He is a edge/outside linebacker for University of Alabama. Totaled 49 tackles in 2 seasons. If you played the NCAA game, dude's fast. Just saying. Quay Russaw has entered the portal. That kind of sums up your top 50 of who has went to places. None other confirmed ones. Got some crystal balls here, but don't really want to speak on those because as we saw with the Sam Levitt situation, it can change. Some crazy news. Perry Thompson, Auburn wide receiver, commits to the University of Minnesota. Did not see that one coming. I do not know if Georgia attacked to get him, or at least tried to get him, in a stance from we will need wide receiver production after what's going to happen this year. You're obviously losing Noah Thomas, Zachariah Branch declared today. You're losing Dylan Bell. You're losing Colby Young. You're losing Oscar Delp. You're losing a lot of that exterior options that you would normally have. And Cass Jones. You know when Cass Jones is in on third down, it's either a wheel route or they're coming right at you. So got to keep our eye out on that. Austin Simmons did enter the transfer portal. He placed a do not contact on his name. It's looking like he's going to go to Missouri, follow Chip Lindsey. Obviously, like I said, not big on speculating because of everything that's going on. Let's dive a little bit deeper here on what we got. All right. This just in. Southern Miss star linebacker Chris Jones is committed to Ole Miss. Jones totaled 133 tackles and 3.5 sacks last season. Dang, 133 tackles. He's all over the ball. So Ole Miss picks up a dog on the defensive side. Got a few more crystal ball predictions here. I obviously take these with a grain of salt. Pete Nakos from On3 says that Ashton Daniels looks like he's going to be the next quarterback at the Florida State University. What else we got going? We have any other breaking news today? San Diego State. Standout transfer linebacker Owen Chambliss has committed to Nebraska. He tells On3 he totaled 109 tackles, 4 sacks, 5 pass deflections, and 1 interception this previous year. Nebraska picking them up a dog. Okay. Ole Miss again. Florida transfer Michael Boyray. If I'm saying it wrong, obviously, please don't be mad at me. He is transferring to Ole Miss. He is committed. Ole Miss with another defensive pickup. Colorado transfer defensive lineman Jaheim Otis has committed to Ole Miss. Pete Nakos reports. Pete Nakos is pretty to the point, man. What else we got going on here? Just trying to stay updated just as much as y'all are. Bailey Stockton, wide receiver from Georgia Tech, is committed to the University of Florida. They pick him up an option. I know they lost DJ Lagway and a couple other options to the transfer portal. Had a few other things that were trending. So from what I'm seeing here, Georgia will host Vanderbilt transfer wide receiver Trey Richardson tomorrow on a visit. He's 5'10". He recorded 46 receptions, 806 yards, and 7 touchdowns last season. To put this in retrospect, Zachariah Branch had 81 receptions and 811 yards and 6 touchdowns. Zachariah was a huge piece of production for us. If the Bulldogs can pick up Trey Richardson, it'd be massive to try to replace some of what we're losing. On top of that other rumored visit, you have Amaris Williams, defensive lineman. He will visit Georgia tomorrow. He ranks as number 39 player and number 3 defensive lineman in the transfer portal. He was the top 3 defensive lineman in the 2024 recruiting class. That would be huge to get him because obviously C.J. Allen did declare for the NFL draft today. And on top of that, you can never have too many good defensive players. We saw that against Ole Miss. Got to have as much backup ground as you can. Do you have anything else popping right now in the transfer portal? Seems a lot of teams are making a lot of moves early because, they've obviously now went to the one transfer portal window that ends on January 16th. Rankings. Let's see. Let's hop into some rankings. Them going to one window is huge. All right, transfer portal rankings. We're going to go through these top 10 and just kind of indicate what's going on here. Penn State has scored 5 4-stars and 13 3-stars so far in the transfer portal, which is huge for them just for the, is this what's transferring out or what's transferring in? I don't want to mess up here. What we got going on? No, this is transferring in. And out of all of those transfers in, all of them are from Iowa State except one player. Wow. Okay. Seems like the entire mass exodus happened to Iowa State, and they are now going to be Nittany Lions. Oklahoma State comes in at number 2. They have 1 5-star, 2 4-stars, and 12 3-stars coming over. Indiana's at number 3 with 3 4-stars and 6 3-stars. Oklahoma comes in at number 4 with 2 4-stars and 5 3-stars. Texas Tech has landed 1 5-star and 7 3-stars. Ole Miss and Pete Golding have landed 2 4-stars and 4 3-stars. Arizona State has landed 1 4-star, 3 4-stars, 1 4-star and 4 3-stars. Kentucky's landed 2 4-stars and 2 3-stars. It's obviously early. And USC rounds out the top 10 with 2 4-stars and 2 3-stars. So, yeah. Top 10 teams. Let's run through it one more time. Penn State, Oklahoma State, Indiana, Oklahoma, Texas Tech, Ole Miss, Wisconsin, Arizona State, Kentucky, USC, Colorado, Iowa State. That'd be your top 12 right there. So, yep. If y'all have any questions, drop them in the comments. Let me know. I'll obviously mass produce some of this down to smaller content. Transfer portal is popping until the 16th, so we'll have another Transfer Tuesday. And then after that, we'll obviously dive into something else. Maybe Technique Tuesday, go over some footage, stuff like that. Appreciate everybody for watching. Short-term, long-term content. Like I said, like, comment, subscribe, follow me on everything, and let's keep rolling.